Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Kuro ESO. I've got a video for you guys today. Templar build for Markarth. I know, crazy shit. Relax, though, alright? Calm down. We'll get to it in just a moment. Before we hop in, I do want to say I hope you guys are all having a fantastic, amazing, wonderful, beautiful day. Because I know I am. You guys got me to 2,000 subscribers yesterday. And it's a little mind-blowing, okay? I never expected to get a whole bunch of subs or support or anything like that, but I mean, I post garbage content, but you guys seem to like it, so I'm gonna keep doing it for a while at least, jeez. I'm gonna post all kinds of stuff starting pretty soon, and that's gonna start with a special video, 2,000 sub special, yes, that is the one. And yeah, I'm gonna be streaming it live on Twitch. I am starting a Twitch. The Twitch link will be in the description as well as the pinned comment. And if you want to be ahead of the game and be ready for the stream, go ahead and drop me a follow over there now so you can get the notification. It's going to be fun. It's going to be in conjunction with my boy Sawman UK. He has issued me a challenge to let you guys vote on 2 garbage sets. Basically, you're building me a useless garbage trashy build. I'm going to take that useless garbage trashy build with whatever bad sets you guys recommend. I'm going to throw it on a class that I think can make it work, and we're going to take it into BGs. We'll see how it works. Not exactly sure on the specifics of the challenge yet. We were thinking 15 kills, but honestly, in a low MMR game, I could wear nothing and probably get 15 kills, so we'll see. We'll work on the conditions. But yeah, that's it. It's going to be a stream over on Twitch. So if you want to be updated on the set choosing and all the fun stuff that I will be up to in the future, please go ahead and join my Discord. It's in the description as well as the pinned comment once again. And if you have any interest in supporting me, helping me out with the channel, you can also go and drop some love on my Patreon. Definitely not a requirement, but it is there if that is your thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this build, okay? This is a Stmina Templar. My baby. My one true love, Stmina Templar. This is great, okay? This is a super tanky build. This build is fast, it is fierce, it has got damage, it's got healing, it's got survivability, it's got speed. This thing is so fun to play. And I'm going to stop teasing you guys now, alright? Because I know you want the sauce. So I'm going to give you the sauce. Let's go ahead and take a look at this build. Alright, let's dive right on in here. Gonna buff up as much as I can at least. Taking a look at the stats, we got 30% crit, 4k weapon damage, 2.7k health recovery, 1700 stam recovery, 13.5k magic recovery, very nice, on top of 15.5k max mag, again very helpful, 28k maximum health, 30k maximum stamina. Let's take a look at those resistances again. In rune on front bar we have 30 and 30, and 27.5 out. And then in rune on sword and board, we got 34, 33, and 31, 30.5 out, with 3k crit resist. Now, the weapon damage may not look too impressive, but it's plenty, trust me. It does go up a little bit when we use our enchant. I'll show that here. It's not too much higher, it's like 4.4k. And the health recovery when we are in dire straits shoots up to a whopping about 6k. I'll show that right here. And it's a little insane. Very, very helpful. This is a Nord. I would actually recommend going Orc. If you already are an Orc, stay Orc. I feel like it'd play this build better, and it will pump out a little more damage, which is really helpful, because again, this build isn't like, you know, it's not crawling in damage. It could definitely use a little bit. But it's got enough, so if you don't want to do Orc and you want to stay Nord, if you are a Nord, then it'll work fine. It's still really good. I've been playing it as Nord and I've been doing pretty well. But yeah, we are using the Steed and we are using Bewitched Sugar Skulls. This is to give us nice juicy pools of resources, as well as buffing up that health recovery. The Steed is to increase our movement speed and to give us, again, more health recovery. So if you don't want the extra health recovery and the movement speed, feel free to run the Warrior. If you do Orc and Warrior, this build will have plenty of damage. Otherwise, this is a more bulky way to play it, and I think I actually kind of prefer it this way, but with the Warrior and as an Orc, you'll have 5k weapon damage, which is definitely plenty. And yeah, so those are two ways to play it. I definitely like the movement speed and the health recovery though, myself, and the bulkiness from Nord. So let's go ahead and take a peek at our set of runes. I've got 7th Legion. I've got this across both bars. You do not need to have the 7th Legion on your two-handed bar if you do not want it. You could use anything else. You could use the new Vadishran 2H, you could use weapon damage 2-piece, you could use a pen 2-piece. You might even get more damage out of those, but I keep the 2-piece here, or the 5-piece across the board because of the 4-piece weapon critical. That gets me 31% weapon crit on the front bar, which is nice because this is not a Markarth build. So having a solid critical value is very helpful, especially on a Templar, and we are running a good bit of boosts to our critical damage. If you don't know what this set does, it is weapon damage, health recovery, and weapon crit, and whenever you cast an armor buff ability, you gain a big helping of weapon damage and health recovery. Again, we are boofing up that health recovery, alright? We're boofing it through the roofing, okay? I'm using a Maul Nirnhoned with a weapon damage enchant, and that is to ensure maximum ouchies. Now on the back bar, I do have the one-hander Nirnhoned for more healing, as well as more healing. I guess that's really the only reason I have it there. There's no damage on the back bar, so it's not too big a deal. You might even be able to go with powered on this and not really suffer too much. You could even go defending. Defending would make you really bulky on the back bar, so Nirnhoned is not a must, but I like it. I've got an Impen shield. I would rather have sturdy, but transmutes are a thing, and I'm saving them for a different class right now, so I've got Impen. But yeah, doesn't matter what one-hander you have, because sword and board, shield, sturdy, Impen, reinforced, any of those work. Maximum stamina enchant on the shield, of course, to give our heals and our damage a little boof. And then I'm using these poisons on the back bar. Drain health poisons, doubled up. This is the double dot drain health here, and it's very helpful when these proc. It does a pretty good bit of damage, as well as siphons some health to us, and makes us really tanky for a little bit. I'm really liking these. You could use any kind of poison you want. I wouldn't bother with an enchant because, you know, they're not that great on a one-hander, but these poisons, definitely great. I really like them. You could use a regular double dot, you could use escapist, whatever you want to do. Now, again, stacking up on health recovery, I am using Troll King. If you don't know what Troll King does, it is 4% healing done, which is kind of garbage, but, you know, it's extra healing, why not? And when you heal yourself or an ally, if they are still below 50% after receiving a heal, their health recovery increases by 925 for 10 seconds. So that's basically an extra 1000 free health recovery. It's going to get boofed up by our percentages, our heavy armor, our pot, our CP, all that. This is going to be more around 1.5k-ish, so it's definitely quite a bit, maybe even 1.6 from this one set. And that stacks really well with our other set, the Eternal Vigor set. I'm sure you've seen this set around. This gives us all 3 different recoveries, as well as a little bit of extra health, because extra health is nice. And it gives us 325 stamina and magic recovery while above 50% health, and while below it gives us another 1000 health recovery, which again is closer to 1.6, 1.7k when we factor in all of our bonuses. And these 3 sets working in conjunction with each other, the Eternal Vigor, the Troll King, and the 7th Legion, are what gets us that nice fat almost 6k health recovery. This is a 5 heavy build, again to get that extra health recovery and just be generally tanky. I'm using 2 medium. You could go 5-1-1, but the reason I went 2 medium is because, well, first of all, I don't think I have a light Troll King, but that's entirely irrelevant. That's not part of it. I just like the extra sustain that I get from 2 medium, my stamina abilities, and I like the extra crit, because again, I'm not using Markarth, so I want to pump out a little bit of extra crit on this build to make sure that some of my jabs crit here and there. And it works for me, you know, I like it. When it comes to traits, I would get as many sturdy as you can. You can keep 2 or 3 in pin if it makes you feel cozy, but get a bunch of sturdy because blocking is really cool. And yeah, I just don't have a bunch of sturdy on me right now, but I've been doing good with the 3 that I've got, but the more the merrier. When it comes to glyphs, just go all stam. You don't need all that extra health. If you want to use extra health, you can throw on some more triglyphs, mess around with your attributes if you want, but I definitely like going as many stam as possible because it gives us more damage, more healing. There's the triglyph on this because I am too lazy to change it. When it comes to jewelry, we have 3 infused Eternal Vigor, and they are all weapon damage just to pump out that damage. And that does it for the sets. Hopping on over into our skills. On the back bar, we've got Resolving Vigor. This is our main heal. Very, very powerful. Quick burst healing. Well, it's not really burst healing, it's healing over time, but it's only 4 seconds, so it's damn near a burst heal. It's really good. Really good. If you don't know Stam, which I'm not sure everyone knows what Vigor does, what am I talking about? Channeled Acceleration. This is my movement speed as well as a critical damage buff, which stacks with our CP, which stacks with our Templar passive. So when we do land crits, they hurt quite a bit. Also gives us 12 seconds of that 30% movement speed, which stacks with our Steed Mundus, so we can move really fucking fast when we need to. Restoring Focus, this gives us an armor buff as well as a sustain buff, equaling about 500-ish stamina recovery. Gives us a whole lot of resistances, and if we stand in it, we get even more. So if you are in danger, drop your rune wherever you are, hold block, and let your health recovery do the work for you. Extended Ritual, this is a very important skill for Templar. Do not use the other morph, you are gimping yourself if you do. I know the damage sounds good, it is not. You want the heal from this because it's going to naturally, kind of passively proc your Troll King when you get to low health. It lasts for a long time, and it purifies off 5 harmful effects. So if you've got dots on you, if you've got debuffs on you of any kind, this will get rid of up to 5 of them. So use it sparingly, use it when you've got 5 effects on you, or when you've got some really nasty effects on you, like Major Vulnerability, or Major Defile, or the Nightblade in-cap thing, yeah, all that. That's the main stuff you want to get rid of. Poisons, that kind of stuff. But if you're being outnumbered, definitely watch what you're doing with this. Do not use it too early, because if you're surrounded by 9 or 10 people, you're going to max it out. Like, you're going to get more than 5 effects on you. Wait until you've got 5, get rid of them, rinse, repeat. And this build pumps out a lot of Magicka Sustain through Heavy Armor Constitution and Eternal Vigor, so you can do this quite a lot, but again, you don't want to waste too much mag doing it when you don't really need to. Caltrops. This is a really great skill. It is an armor debuff, AoE, so anyone inside the 8-meter radius will get armor debuffed as well as slowed, which is really helpful because we're really fast, and if everyone else is really slow, that just makes us seem even faster. I like this over the Puncture, either of the morphs, because the thing about this is that it's persistent for 10 seconds, right? Put this on the ground, anyone that gets hit with it, anyone that steps a toe inside the circle is going to get the debuff. They're going to get the slow, they're going to get the damage debuff, right? The dot, it's irrelevant. It does something, but forget it. You want those debuffs, okay? Think about this. You've got a Templar, you've got a Warden. They just naturally purge off a lot of shit, okay? If you hit them with a Puncture on the Sword and Board, and they cleanse, you gotta use it again. If this is on the ground, and they cleanse it off, if they're still standing in it, it's just going to reapply immediately. So it's a lot more pressure with that debuff. It is a little more expensive, and by a little more expensive, I mean more than double a Puncture. But it is AoE, it gets everybody, it's persistent, and it slows them too. Like, it's really good. If you do have a Master Sword and Board, however, this is where things get a little crazy. I definitely do recommend using Ransack. So, same thing, armor debuff, single target this time, but it also gives you 5% damage mitigation when you use it, and if you're using the Master Sword and Board, that'll give you another 5, 6, 7%, who knows, depending on how much the heal is from that thing. Really strong. If you don't know what it does, I'll pop it right up here on the screen for you real quick. If you've got one, definitely throw it on the back bar. Move your rune to the front bar somewhere so you can proc 7th Legion on the front, and you will be good to go. I do not have a Master Sword and Board though, so I am using Caltrops. I still really think Caltrops might be the better skill, but it's just that utility from Master Sword and Board that makes that a really good option. Now when it comes to back bar ultimates, I'm using Spell Wall. I feel like this is one of the best defensive ultimates in the game. Obviously there are better ones, but this one is just super great because it blocks all incoming attacks. We are a Templar, so we can purge off dots, so those aren't really going to be a problem. It reflects, magic, or just all projectiles, right? Yeah, projectiles right back at you. Sorks, they're not going to be able to blast you from range. They're going to blast themselves. Snipers are going to snipe themselves. If you're getting hit by a ballista or a toxic barrage, pop one of these and then start whacking the guy. He's going to fucking kill himself. It's great. You could use Temporal Guard, again for that 5% damage mitigation if you were not using Ransack on the back bar. You could even use the Templar Healing Ultimate. If you're in a group, you could slot Nova. It's not great for a Templar to use, but it does exist, and it does have some good group utility, especially if you've got a bomber with Harmony on. So, options, I definitely prefer going with Spell Wall, but again, mix it up, do what you want to do. Onto the front bar now. I'm using Forward Momentum instead of Rally. This is going to be a pain point for some people, I'm sure, because most people do think that you need a burst heal no matter what. With the 6k health recovery, you really don't need a burst heal. You do not need it at all, actually. I've been through really hairy situations and survived on just Vigor, Ritual, and health recovery. But if you want to just shit out healing and use Rally, you can. You can put Rally here, and then just change Channel Acceleration to Race Against Time. You can definitely sustain Race Against Time with this build, but it's going to make your Magicka sustain just a little bit harder, so you're not going to be able to cleanse as much, and I feel like cleansing is much more valuable to a solo player than a burst heal that is available every like 15 seconds. So that's just a preference thing. You can use either one, and they'll be probably just as effective as one another. But I just kind of like the synergy between this, which you pop and it lasts a good 12 seconds, and the 4-second immunity from this versus the 2 seconds from Race, so you don't have to use it quite as much to get away from things. And I don't know, it just works really well for kiting. Health recovery when you're kiting is really, really powerful. Then we got Power of the Light. If you play Templar, you know what this does. Put it on somebody, gives them a nice, fat, buffed up armor debuff, and you deal damage to them. This builds up and releases more damage onto their face for a nice climax. Good money shot. And yeah, just 1-2 Kangaroo, they are done for. Not really, this thing actually kind of sucks in comparison to its old days, but it's still pretty good. I still see the occasional 6k. It's nice. Use it. Or don't use it, it's a flex. You could use Dot, you could use like Carve and 2H or something for the bleed. It's not great, but it is an AoE direct damage attack and a Dot, so that exists. You could go, where are you? Go Barbed Trap or something, just to be annoying as shit. That's fun. You got a few options, you know, mix it up if you don't like Power of the Light, but I sure do like Power of the Light, so I'm going to keep using it. Binding Javelin is our stun. I love this stun. Okay, that's not true, I actually kind of fucking hate this stun, but this is a Templar skill. Class identity, baby. We're gonna use it. It hits respectably hard, it ignores physical resistances, as well as spell resistances, but that's irrelevant. And it's ranged. It is super easily dodgeable, and you never ever land it on someone you're actually trying to stun. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And it costs 3,000, so it's a total bitch to use, but it's cool. For other stun options, both of them are in the Fighters Guild. Let's hop on down there real quick. Fighters Guild, you can either go with the morph of this, the Turn Evil, which is an AoE Fear, which costs a whopping 4k stamina, so not my cup of tea. Or you could go with Silver Leash, which costs even more. Well, not more than Circle of Protection, but more than Javelin. But this thing's actually really fun, especially if you're in a group, because someone runs away and you can just fucking yoink them right back in. They're not getting away. It's pretty entertaining. Definitely, if you're in a group, I kind of strongly recommend this, to be honest. You can pull in like snipers, healers, whoever you want to. So, and having one of these Fighters Guild abilities on your front bar does increase your weapon damage. You could even use Expert Hunter. By the way, I forgot to mention this. You could use Expert Hunter instead of Power of the Light if you want to get that 5% extra damage. And the Stealth Reveal, but it's 5k stam, not a big fan of that. But yeah, just more options. Next skill, Executioner. Don't use the other morph, it's not that great. This one is fantastic though. And this is my moment here where I laugh at all the Templars who used to say, you don't even execute on Templar. You don't. They're all using executes now, because jabs, Burning Light, it got nerfed. Powered Light, it got nerfed. Now they need an execute. I've been using an execute the whole time, baby. This is what I do, okay? Execute. Use it. Use it. It hurts. It's useful. It kills people. And then, of course, jabs. You know what jabs does. You poke people, they scream, and they die. It's the bread and butter of a Templar. Both mag or stam, doesn't matter. Poke people, poke people, poke them more, and they die. That is how you play Templar. Jab, jab, jab. Ask anyone on the forums. They'll tell you that all Templars do is spam jabs for victory. And that's what we're doing, baby. Front bar ultimate, you want to use Dawnbreaker. Don't use any of those other ultimates. Do not use Empowering Sweep. It's garbage. Don't listen to those people that tell you to use it. It's trash. Stop it. Don't listen. 2H ultimate, garbage, terrible. Do not use it. Use Dawnbreaker. This stuns everyone that you hit. Hits them pretty damn hard. If it's a vampire or a werewolf, it'll do 20% more damage. And it's got a fat dot afterwards as well, which you see this thing, like sometimes these troglodytes will not do anything to heal themselves after taking the initial slap, and the Dawnbreaker dot will just kill them. Like, they'll run away without healing and they'll just fall over dead. It's the best. So yeah, Dawnbreaker is a godsend. I love Dawnbreaker. It's great. Gives us 3% extra weapon damage for having it slotted. Don't use anything else. Trust me, you will not regret it. And yeah, that is it for the skills. Lastly, we're just gonna take a look at the CP. I guess we're starting here. Just kidding. Ironclad, I got 56 for a good 20%. 40 into resistant. This may be a little overkill. You don't really need a 3k crit resist anymore, I don't think, but it's nice to have, so I've got him. 64 hardy, 43 LE defender, 43 quick recovery because healing is cool, 24 into heavy armor focus because I think that 30k resists across the board looks really cool as well. So that's just a me thing. You could probably put these points somewhere more useful, but 30k looks really damn sexy to me. 1 into Siphoner, 61 Warlord, 56 Mooncalf, 43 Healthy, very important because again, health recovery build, want to beef up that health recovery as much as possible. 37 Tenacity because heavy attacks are our best friend. 72 Shadow Ward because blocking is cool. 20 into Bless because they were leftover points and who does not like more healing. 73 Mastered Arms for ouch time. 23 Thaumaturge, this is just to make our Dawnbreaker dot hit a little harder. Very nice. 48 into Precise Strikes, so our crits hit harder. 50 into Piercing, because I want to treat people like paper, and I am the hole punch. And 12% 56 points into Mighty to buff all of our damage. And that wraps up the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this build piques your interest. I hope you want to give this a try. If you're on the fence, I've got some gameplay for you and some commentary coming up right now, actually, to maybe persuade you into trying it out. You guys can see what it's like. We're going to go ahead and take a look at those right now. Okay, so jumping into the first clip here, as you can see, I've gotten myself into a bit of a predicament. I am being jumped. It is not fun. It hurts very much. I've got procs on me. I'm getting ulted by multiple people. I've got fucking Hunter's Venom getting leaped, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the Sword and Board ult, give myself a second to breathe, get the speed up, and just fucking hot-foot it out of there. Distance myself from the bullshit just like I do in real life. Run away from my problems like a real man. So I'm just going to kite in between rocks, trees, whatever kind of line of sight I can get, keep the speed up, and just keep on moving, because these guys cannot keep up with me. I am a quick motherfucker, and they are slow. I jump onto the rocks here, try to make it to that other rock, but I fail, because, in case you didn't know, I am kind of inept. Magden decides he wants to roll up first. I feel big dick, and I'm going to go ahead and put the damage into him, hit him with a Dawnbreaker, poke, 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 and he's got 30k HP and is holding block, so he's just not going to die. That's my life. I've just got to deal with it. So I'm going to go ahead, I see the rest of the group coming. I'm going to get that distance again, get the speed up. They really cannot keep up with me because this build is surprisingly fast for a heavy armor build. And yeah, I'm out of there, alright? They can't keep up. The goal here is to split the group because I learned at the rocks that trying to engage them all at the same time is definitely not the play. I turn around, I see the Magden again, and the Magden decides he just doesn't want any of this anymore, so he's gonna leave. I see this guy jumping off the side by himself, going to his one teammate here. 2 I can definitely handle, so I get down here, put down the buffs, the rune, the the cleanse, the caltrops, go ahead and hit this guy with the power of the light, and hit them both with the Dawnbreaker to stun them and give myself a moment to attack this guy. Go ahead and hit him with the execute, power of the light goes off, and he is deado. So now it is just me and this Stam DK, who is not healing himself. Hit him with the stun, get the pokes, and then I get stunned, not a problem. Go ahead and break free, pop the executes, and that dude is big dead. I'm going to circle around here to try to find the rest of that group, because I feel like I can take 3 of them, because I think it was about 5, but they're nowhere to be found. So I'm going to head over here to the outpost and see what's going on. I see a low CP here, going to go ahead and set my sights on him when I see more people coming around the corner, and I really just don't want to deal with fighting in such a bad location. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the sword and portal to protect myself from whatever might come my way, and get the speed up and just head back over here to my trusty rocks. Prepare myself for the coming onslaught of douchebaggery. And yeah, I see the guy that I marked leaving the fight, and I see 3 dudes coming up the hill. Now, like I said, 3, not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and engage these guys. They come around pretty quick. I get the fossilized, that's annoying as shit, so I'm going to go ahead and make my way into this tent. Tents are actually a very good fight in, because they do kind of scare the shit out of people. No one wants to come inside them, except for that one brave guy, that being this man here, who I'm just going to go ahead and hit with the pottle. He's in the caltrops, going to go ahead and poke him, Dawnbreaker, and poke him some more. Pottle goes off, he's really weak, he's not going to heal himself, and the Dawnbreaker dot is going to finish him off. He has fallen over dead, he has retired from the fight. I'm going to go ahead and go out here, debuff the group real quick, put the pokes into the Mag Sork, poke him some more, hit him with the javelin, poke him some more, execute, he is done for, and now it is me and this Nightblade, who is the king of Pussytown. I'm going to go ahead and debuff him, pottle him, Dawnbreaker him, poke him, and now he's going to show us that he was a track legend in school. Watch this. And by the way, this guy is great at dodging javelins. Watch this. Ready? 1, poke him a little bit, 2, 3, God, man, what a legend. If only I was as good as him, but it's okay. Catches the 4th one to the back of the head, hit him with the pokes, execute, and that's the end of the first fight. Alright, second fight. This one is a little more face tanky. I am going to go ahead and make my way to a more favorable position, but as you can see, I've kind of poked the hornet's nest here, and they are coming. Alright, so I'm going to move, get the speed up, pop the vigor, keep myself topped off, come back here behind this good line of sight, put the cleanse down, put the caltrops down, go ahead and pottle this guy, hit the Dawnbreaker, poke him, realize the guy behind him is taking a lot more damage, so I go ahead and finish him off with a nice clean execute there, and go back to putting damage into the Magden. By the way, this is the Magden that ran away earlier, so this is my time to finish him off now. And this Necro comes, and decides he wants to play, hits me with a smash, doesn't really do anything. Then I get the permafrost. I'm like, okay, I guess I might as well heal myself. But as you can see, it's not really moving my health because I've got the health recovery, I've got the pretty solid healing, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and re-up my buffs here, put the Dawnbreaker down, poke this Necro until he stops moving, and he's done for. So it's me, the Magden, and some random guy down there who is occasionally popping me with bow light attacks, not a big deal. The Magden, I'm going to go ahead and just try to save up an ult for him, but I am going to keep the pressure up on him. I know I can kill him. I've seen him get pretty low. I'm just waiting for the Dawnbreaker, keeping the pressure up, and just keeping myself alive, not really having to deal with too much of a problem here. There's the Dawnbreaker, into the pokes, he's low, spam those executes, and he is dead. Now I'm going to go ahead and just go for the victory royale here, and go and kill this 50k HP Warden, who is not really doing all too much. It kind of feels like bullying, but it's fine. I don't know what the hell he's wearing, but he's not taking much damage. Maybe I just don't do any. Whatever. So I'm going to chase him, and he is going to go right in the direction of the enemy group and make my butthole clench, thinking I'm about to get zerged. Luckily, he is not lucky enough to get close enough to get help, and just falls over dead on the scene. And that is the end of the second fight. Okay, starting on the final solo fight of this video, I'm getting got another Templar coming up on me, trying to assert dominance, but it's just not going to go in his favor. I did talk to this guy after this fight, and he actually ended up being really cool, so I'm not going to say anything bad about him. But I see this guy come up, I assume he's brainless because I see Bone Shield, and I am right, so I go ahead and put him down real quick. He's dead. Now I see a sniper who's not paying attention to me, pottle him, Dawnbreaker him, put him down, easy peasy lemon fucking squeezy. So now it's just me and my fellow Templar brethren over here, so I'm just going to pottle him, keep the pressure up on him. He's getting hit by the guards, he's getting hit by me, he's having a rough time. He is not running a 6,000 HP recovery build like me, so it's not easy for him to stay up, you know? It's just not easy. Gonna Gonna keep the pressure onto him. He's doing a pretty good job of keeping himself up. I'll give him that. Definitely doing a good job. Get the failed caltrops there. It is what it is. He fucking counter stuns me right there. We're playing tennis. But I hit him with the Dawnbreaker before his stun immunity is up. Put some jabs into and stun him now, so the pottle goes off. Dawnbreaker dot's still ticking and finish him off. Now, right as I'm getting the tick for that fight, that group has already respawned and doubled back, minus the Templar. And yeah, there's a few more of them this time, so I'm going to go ahead and buff up and go in to approach the group. I see a low CP here, almost fucking remove his hairline, but I get streaked by a Sork. So I see this guy going around the corner, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go scare him on the other side. Pop the speed to get over here quick. Here he is coming around the corner. He is not ready for what I hand to him, and it is his own ass. He is dead. So now he is out of the fight. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the rest of the group. I see this guy who's got a bow, and that usually means snipe. Go ahead and do some poke on this man here and execute him. He is no more, and now I see a Magplar. I don't want my enemies being healed, so I'm going to go ahead and make that my next target. I don't see a ritual, which automatically makes me assume ineptitude, and I was pretty right, because this guy does not know how, or this lady, my bad, excuse me. This lady does not know how to keep herself alive. Get the pottle back up on her because she happens to heal through the executes. Very impressive, but now she's dead. She just couldn't keep it up. Good fight, though. And now the Sork is going to streak away, because obviously after watching me kill his entire group of friends, he knows that it's not a good idea to engage me one-on-one. Go ahead and set up the caltrops there, just in case they come around the corner, which they do not. And now watch this absolute legend. This is what a 5-star is, ladies and gentlemen. A meat bag, because sieging my guards is more important than killing me, apparently. I'm going to go ahead and try to kill this guy while he's setting up a siege. Unfortunately for me, he is quite the tanky boy, and he is pretty on point with his heals. So I'm just going to go back to focusing on the Sork here, while this guy does God's work and sieges my guards. And he's going to hop off the siege every time he shoots it to come and bother me. Look at this. Absolutely the worst. And this guy is streaking me. This guy's hitting me with talons, hitting me with fossilized, just constantly keeping me rooted. Almost killed that guy right there, but the talons kind of fucked me up. Now luckily this guy's going to separate himself from his friend, which gives me an opportunity and enough time to finish him off. So now it's just me and the DK, who, spoiler alert, is not going to die just yet, okay? I'm going to fight him for a little bit, and I'm just going to go back and forth. He's going to heal. He's going to hit me with a 2k whip. He's going to hit me with another 2k whip, and he's not really going to ever touch my health, but he is going to stay alive. I'll give him that. He can stay alive. We're just going to go back and forth with this for a while. You know, just going to hit him. He's going to hit me. I'm going to hurt him. He's going to tickle me. You know, it is what it is. Now I'm getting sniped. The snipe is a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back and get the leap. I'm going to hide here for a second, regain some health, regain some stem, and go in and focus on the sniper, because I don't really feel like being desynced. It's not really my prerogative. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to kill this guy. The mag DK is on me, disrupting me, talons, fossilize, weak dots, and it's just making it a problem. Now this guy knows that if he stands still, he will die. So he's just going to activate roll dodge mode and just narrowly escape every attempt on his life, while the DK keeps me preoccupied. And yeah, it really ruffled my jimmies, but it's fine. Now in a second here, you're going to see the Sork make a return. I did not kill this guy here, don't get hype, but it's okay, because they have their just desserts coming. I'm getting the bow ult, so I'm going to go ahead and roll dodge and negate some of that damage, as well as block, pop the heals, just to make sure I am not under too much pressure. And now they have decided to take the fight to my home turf, attacking my guards. Now, the Mag DK focuses a little more on the guards than he does on me, which is fine, because that gives me an opportunity to focus on his friends. Pop a heavy attack there, a couple of heavy attacks just to get back some resources, make sure I'm still in the fight, and then go ahead and focus on the sniper, because he's not hitting too hard, but snipe desync is a real bitch, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit him with the Dawnbreaker, pottle, almost kill him here until I get streaked by the Sork. Yet again, it seems to be all that Sork is good for. So he's not dead yet, but he will be, I promise. Watch this. It's going to come in just a couple seconds. He's low. Hit him with the stun. Hit him with the pokes. Into the execute. He's out of the fight. Now it's just me, the DK, and the Sork. I'm going to go ahead and put that down to slow the DK down, to keep him away from me when I'm trying to kill the Sork. Sork has a pretty clutch streak right there to stop my combo. I'm going to go ahead and put my buffs back down and engage him again. Put the pottle up into the heavy attack Dawnbreaker combo, pokes, and execute, and he is a deado. And now You get to see the thing that made me want to fucking rip my hair out. This guy just ran around for about 4.5 minutes, being tanky and doing no damage, and just making me want to unalive myself. It was the worst. But it's okay. You know, he's got his just desserts coming. We fight for a while. And this, by the way, to give you a frame of reference, this is ×6 speed. So this was quite a while. Luckily, the rest of the group decided they didn't want to come back for a second attempt, so that made it really easy to go ahead and eventually finish this guy off. So we're just going back and forth here. He's not even hurting me, but he's blocking and making it very annoying for me to sustain myself with heavy attacks. But coming up on the final combo here, go ahead and apply my snare immunity, get out of that fossilize, hit the pottle, poke him a little bit, put the Dawnbreaker dot on him, he blocks it, but that is okay. Go ahead and stun him right as he drops block right here, Dawnbreaker dot ticks, I poke, I execute, and he is done, and that is the fight. And yeah, there we go. That about does it for the clips. I am going to roll some group play highlights for you guys here, just so you can see how the build does in a group play setting. And honestly, I had some pretty damn fun fights with my boys. So yeah, here they are. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to go ahead and follow me in advance on Twitch for lots of fun stuff. Join the Discord, check out the Patreon if you give a shit. And yeah, that is it from me. Enjoy the clips here. There's like a fight with like 27 bodies here in a second. And yeah, that's it. You guys have a great day. Take care.